Alright, this is going to be something I'm trying that's a bit new. This is going to be a series of professional replays I cast. This is a best of three between EGHuK and coLHeart, Complexity's Heart. So this was from the MLG Winter Championship back in, I think it was January or something. So I've long ago forgotten how this actually ends up, so that means hopefully I won't spoil anything. So up here spawning in the top location on MLG Metalopolis, we have Complexity's Heart. Heart is a player who's just recently, and by recently I mean now in April, started to show some pretty good results. He's been doing fairly well in GSL's Code A, and I think he could be a fairly frightening player in the future. I don't know how well he's doing back here though, so we'll have to wait and see. And then on the other side of the map, spawning cross positions, we have Evil Genius's EGHuK. EGHuK is a long-standing player of StarCraft 2 from the very days of the beta. He was originally on Team Liquid, but later on changed over onto the Evil Geniuses team because it paid better. I'll be frank about that. That was the reason he gave, and it's a pretty good reason as far as they go, because you do need to end up getting money. So the map here is going to be MLG Metalopolis. The notable things that are different from the latter version Metalopolis is normally on the latter version these would be gold minerals. The issue with that is that gold minerals give an advantage to Terran and Zerg over Protoss, and also because they mine out so quickly, they tend to encourage all-ins. So as we see, EGHuK is only now scouting the Terran base at the top of the map. He's going to see one gas and one barracks, letting him know that it's not going to be gasless fast expand. It's not going to be some kind of bizarre mass racks all in, but he still has yet to figure out exactly what it was. We can tell though, this reactor shows us that we are going to be seeing a 1-1-1 out of Heart, and there comes the second refinery down right now, as the factory will have to be started fairly shortly. EGHuK, in the meantime, has skipped his first Zealot entirely, going for a Stalker first build. This is going to allow him to get a little bit of an economic lead early on by not having to build that annoying Zealot, but he does lose a bit of map presence. Now we're going to see this bunker come down here at the top of the ramp for Heart, which will make him... Oh, nope, it's a supply depot. That's not exactly what I was suspecting. A bunker is the typical choice for this position because it makes you completely secure against most kinds of all-ins, but instead he's just going to get a supply depot. Maybe he'll throw down that bunker later. We'll have to wait and see. Meanwhile, factory on the way, and now EGHuK is going for a very early robotics facility. Usually we'd see the expansion come down first, but no. EGHuK has decided that he needs this robo. He's even got it before a second gas. We'll have to see if he gets that second gas pretty soon, or if he's going to be doing some kind of weird two-base warp prism play. I don't even know what could be going on. We do see the starport now going down and a tech lab, so we will be seeing this famous 1-1-1 with its Banshee play. Marines scouting around at the top of the map right now to go and see if there's anything hiding out behind the mineral patches. We do have two gateways being built now. Where are those? Right in the back of the mineral line for EGHuK. Nice and far away from a scan, and the first observer is now being chrono boosted out. Still no second gas. This is a very interesting choice here by EGHuK. I'm not entirely sure what's going on about it, but it seems to be a sound decision. He's now going to retreat with his Stalker. Did he? I think he might have poked up the ramp and seen... Yes, he's gone... No, he has not gone up the ramp, so this is entirely a guess. We do have the cloak on the way, though, so this second observer by EGHuK is a very, very wise choice. It will probably end up saving him the game here. Cloaked Banshees, if not properly prepared for, could be absolutely brutal. The factory right now, no tech lab going down on that quite yet, so we won't see any of these tanks start to be added on quite yet. We do have the first observer coming out. It is going to scout all the Marines moving out. It's not going to scout Cloak though, so he's just going to follow along with these Marines. This is not good. HuK has not seen any of the 1-1-1 stuff. He can guess at it, but he's got no guarantee right now. Corner boosting these warp gates, he's now going to start producing a few zealots. Still no second gas. This is one gas HuK. I'm not entirely sure why he's decided to do this, but it's going to be a very interesting fight we'll have on our hands here. And oh no, the second observer is going to be moving out. It does not need to move out like this. He's already got an observer out here. This Banshee cloak is just about to finish. This Banshee could do insane damage. Now all 3 gases going down at once. HuK decided he just wanted to wait a little bit for that to come online. And now this Banshee is going to do a huge amount of damage. He even decides to cancel one of these assimilators for I'm not really sure why. The observer is just coming back. Banshee is up to only 2 kills. This is amazing. I don't know how HuK has managed to defend this so effectively so far, but he clearly has. We do have right now a Raven out for Heart, so he will be using that to try to defend his Banshees against the Stalkers of HuK by throwing down that also valuable point defense drone to block the missile attacks of the Stalker. And we have 2 harvesters on this assimilator. I'm not sure if that's what HuK was intending to do, but it's what he's ended up doing. And now we see this first push out. Almost enough, or not quite almost enough energy for the point defense drone, but it will be there fairly soon. The first siege tank is out, second siege tank on the way. Siege mode is not yet researched, it's not even started. This could be a big game breaker for Heart. If he attacks without siege mode, that will allow HuK Stalkers to do so much more damage than they should be able to do. 2 more gateways going down, bringing the gateway count for HuK up to 5. We also have this Immortal coming out. No harvesters on gas. This is a perplexing choice by HuK. I'm not sure why exactly he's decided that gas is such a valueless resource. This Banshee, initially only 2 kills after swinging around to the side after the observer coming back, is now up to 15. That's a huge amount of damage. If we look at Celestius, 15, all of those were workers. He didn't get a single sentry or a zealot or anything like that. All of them were workers. If we look at the unit stat, we see that it's now even counts of SCVs and probes, even though if we look at the base count, well, to put it simply, HuK has exactly 2 times as many bases as Heart. Now we have the Stalkers poking around in the back of the base, but this scary push is going to be coming on. Siege mode is now researched. So this is now going to be a very frightening push. The Raven, the observer gets sniped. Raven just barely manages to kill that. This Raven will be a very big deal because suddenly all of the observers out of HuK can be sniped. Does he have an observer left? There's his one observer. And now Zealots are moving in. Siege tanks are being focus fired down by the Immortals, and it looks like this defense by HuK will just barely be enough thanks to all of these Zealots and Immortals, but there are not enough there aren't enough Stalkers here to deal with these Banshees, and this point defense turn is just making matters worse. We're now going to see, okay, now the Banshees are starting to fall, and this will be a defense by HuK, although he does need to warp in some more units. Not enough, he's going for a very light amount of gas here, and now it looks like this will be a mutually assured destruction style of battle right here, as both players have lost almost everything. The real question is whether HuK can use his warp-ins to reinforce fast enough, or whether this stream of Marines across the map, not even any siege tanks coming from Heart, will manage to do the trick. Now he's moving over to the left here. I'm not sure what he's doing. He's going to go into the back of HuK's base. He could get a lot of probes this way. This is a very scary moment for HuK, because then with all of these forces split up like so, and here we go. Here come the kills. We're going to see, looking at the unit workers lost stats, we have 21. That wasn't actually all that bad. Only another 6 got killed from that initial engagement. But now we have HuK with his mighty Zealot army hiding out just behind the minerals, and now he's going to engage again. We do not have these, the stalkers are being torn between dealing with the banshees and moving forward to chase down all of these annoying marines, more and more marines, and now siege tank production has resumed for Heart. We're going to now see some more banshees on the way as well as another pack of SCVs. He's taking these because he's already mining out. He doesn't have enough. Those are too many SCVs. It's not saturating anymore. Pylons are being built at the front. Strange decision by EGHuK. He's now going to be moving up into position. And the Raven gets taken out. This is huge. This means that now EGHuK's observer is safe to detect these banshees at its own free will. And now we have the siege tank in a forward position being quickly repaired by all of these SCVs, and now we have a scary position for EGHuK. He has no immortals. He's banking an awful lot of resource right here. He's not quite supply blocked, but if he keeps losing pylons like that, it could happen. He's going to have to push out soon. Another siege tank is on the way. He's going to have to find some way to kill all of these siege tanks, and here comes the push out, bringing his own probes this time. Probes to fight off the SCVs. Moving forward, he's going to be focusing down the banshees with his stalkers after that siege tank has fallen, and now the other siege tank will fall in short order, but there are still a lot of marines and two of these banshees left. This could still go Heart's way, and looking at EGHuK's natural, that's not a good sight to see for any Protoss player. He's now down to 30 supply against the 50 of Heart, and what a significant 50 supply this is. Even though parts of it are still just only coming down the map, we do have so many marines and this critical banshee. There used to be two. EGHuK managed to take out one, I suppose. 3 more zealots now being warped in, and this siege tank will siege, and that, I'm afraid, is going to be it for EGHuK. I can't see how we can possibly defend this any longer. Zealots are managing to take down the siege tank, but they can't jump, they can't kill this banshee, and I'm afraid one stalker can't do it, so EGHuK is going to GG out the first game. Very well executed, 1-1-1 all in by Heart across the entire map. Does manage to take out EGHuK. If we look at over the course of that game, 45 workers killed is just painful to see. So that's going to be the first game. I'll now be moving into recording the second game. Hope you enjoyed watching. Be back in a moment.